All right, so I think our time is up and we can get started now. So first of all, I'll congratulate each and everyone for making it into this particular meeting. Thank you. Thank all of you for sharing the link. I've seen a lot of you. I've seen your efforts. I've seen how you've posted on your stats, and it's just amazing. So today we'll be covering Python, the basis of Python, how to do all the necessary installations. And because Python is now data related and AI related, we'll look at certain things about AI. We'll also look about machine learning, computer vision, because Python is the main programming language used in this particular field. So we'll look at this kind of thing, and then after that we'll look at how we can install Python, why Python is important, why Python is one of the most widely used programming language now, and what you will get after studying Python, what are the fields, what can you do, and yeah, those are the things we'll be looking at today, and tomorrow we'll continue from there, writing some Python code, see how the whole Python programming language is like and what we can achieve with it. But today, let's just go into the basics, the fundamentals, and why it is important. If you have any question as well, just raise your hand, or you can just give certain reactions, and I'll call you in to take your question and answer you. So thank you all, and let's get started. All right, so first of all, we'll be looking at artificial intelligence. Okay, as I said earlier, Python is associated with AI. Most AI models or AI we use today is built using the Python programming language as well. So we'll be looking at AI, and we'll know everything we need to know about AI and why is it also important. As a matter of fact, AI is everywhere today, and we are using it knowingly or unknowingly. So knowing about AI now is not a matter of a choice, but it's a must. That's what I always tell people. It's a must now to know AI, not a choice. All right. So when we talk about AI, it's nothing but just the simulation of human intelligence into machines. So I always tell people that, okay, take it like this. When someone is talking about AI or we are saying AI, simply what we mean is that as human beings, we have intelligence. We have certain level of intelligence. That's why we are able to join meeting, orchestrate this whole meeting to learn together. So the process where we want machines to also do these kind of things, emulate us, is what it means by AI. We want to make sure, where's microphone? We want to make sure we give this knowledge that we have into machines so that machines can also perform just as us. And that's what is termed as artificial intelligence. So if something is not natural, then it's artificial. So in this case, we as human beings have the natural intelligence. And if you want machines to just behave like us, then we have to give them what we call artificial intelligence. So that's what AI means. Okay, the word AI, which is everywhere nowadays on the internet, this is what it means, where you simulate human intelligence into machines for them to act just as humans. For those of you who will need the slides after the presentation, I will make sure I send it to you. All right, so speaking about AI, we have different types of AI, okay? And it's very important you know these different types and you know the types we have now. So that's something very, very important. So first of all, we have what we call narrow AI, which is also known as weak AI. And that's the type of AI we are currently using in our daily life, okay? Narrow AI is just a type of AI that is good at doing a specific thing, okay? So if you have any AI which is very good at doing one thing, let's say for instance we have this type of self-driving cars that are very good in what staying on their lane on the road, make sure they are not crossing to other lanes. So they are good at doing just that, and that's what we term as narrow AI. They perform only specific tasks. A good example will also be a chatbot. So when you go on certain websites, you see chatbots that you can chat with, you can have some conversation with, and they are all classified under narrow AI. Then the second form of AI we have is okay. Before that, let me talk about some how do we call it? Some pitfalls of narrow AI. Okay, so what are some of the disadvantages of narrow AI? Okay, narrow AI lacks understanding. Okay, whatever it is doing, it doesn't know. Okay, it's just finding patterns in data. Any form of narrow AI, like those self-driving cars, they are not conscious. They don't know what actually they are doing. Okay, anything they see, they just find patterns in the data which is similar to whatever they are seeing, and then with that they can take a certain form of decision. So they have no sense. Okay, and they can easily be fooled. So when the data looks like, when the data is not similar to what they are being used to train on, they are fooled. They can make things that you don't expect. They can act in a way that you don't expect. So these are some of the disadvantages of narrow AI. But trust me, narrow AI also have certain form of advantages, and one of them is that they are very fast. When you take electric cars that can self-drive, you can see doing things on its own is very very fast, takes decisions on its own. So when it comes to a single task, they are very efficient and they can perform that faster than humans. So that's one advantage of them. People are still joining. Okay, another advantage is that they are cost efficient. They don't cost that much. So in one way or the other, since they don't cost that much, we can use them, and they can be helpful to us, and they can be found everywhere nowadays. Okay, so those are narrow AI. An example is what I gave you. Some typical example I also give you is the, let's say, the YouTube recommendation system. When you go to YouTube and you watch one or two videos, then going on they will start recommending videos for you. So we call those things recommendation system, and all those things are part of what narrow AI. It just looks at the pattern in your data. Okay, look how, like, what do you like based on this video you've watched. You might like this. It consider factors such as where you live, even the language you speak, and all those factors. So it's just based on that data to recommend other things for you. Our musics, like Apple Music and Spotify, they do the same kind of thing. They use this kind of narrow AI, and typical example which is the recommendation system. Now we'll go to the general AI. So most people also call it AGI, artificial general intelligence. And this type of AI is the type of AI where we think now AI is on the same pedestal as human beings. Okay, they can perform things that we do as human beings. So that's for artificial general intelligence. And as of now, we don't have any artificial general intelligence. That's what companies like OpenAI, Google DeepMind, and is the Anthropic are working towards now. But we are not there yet. People say, okay, it will take the next century, next 10 years, or even not this century to come out with that. But also, people also believe that we can get into artificial general intelligence as soon as possible. All right. So from that, we have strong, what we call the strong AI, which is also called artificial super intelligence. So artificial super intelligence is beyond what we call general AI. And for artificial super intelligence, we don't have it yet. But if we have it, that means the type of AI that will be smarter than human beings. Okay, it's smarter than us. They are faster. They can take care of themselves. So is that type of AI that can write its own code, take decisions, know that, okay, I'm better than humans. That's the form of AI which is called artificial super intelligence. And when we get into that type of AI, it will be very very good. Some advantages would be like that type of AI can, how do we call it, can, let's say, cure cancer, cure certain diseases for human very fast, because they will make a lot of research within seconds and know what is wrong. So they will be very very good, and they will be to our advantage. But they also have numerous disadvantages. AI that can cure cancer and take all those decisions can also see that, okay, as humans we are dumb, we are not to, let's say, their level. So immediately that type of AI can also do one thing, which is to, let's say, eliminate us. They can start manufacturing guns and shoot us. So yeah, but we are not there yet. People say it's not possible. A lot of people say it's not possible, but we have some great men such as Elon Musk and those other people who are saying, okay, that is possible, but it will just take us a lot of time. And because of that, they believe they should put a lot of regulation on AI now, so that when we get to that stage, we are not going to harm ourselves or hurt ourselves. Okay, so yeah, that is what we call artificial super intelligence, but we are not there yet. For now, all AI that we are using is under what we call narrow AI, weak AI. Yeah, and one thing you must know is that this weak AI we are using, examples such as the chat GPTs and all those things, they don't have they don't know what they are doing. They are just whatever they are giving you is just a mathematical model that is making predictions. Okay, so just take it like that. They don't have a level of consciousness. Let me put it that way. They just spit out something based on a mathematical model. Okay, so we'll continue from here and we'll now look at some applications of AI. So AI is applied in different domains, from let's say healthcare, finance, automotive, customer service, and gaming. What I always tell people is that anywhere which the work they are doing can be translated into anything like math, AI have its way there. Okay, anything you do where anything you are working with can be solved as a mathematical equation, AI can be used there. So apparently there are a lot of various sectors where AI are being used, and these are some examples of them. Now we'll look at some relationship between AI, machine learning, and deep learning. So these are three fields that are into each other. Like, you can't do away with one. Okay, so once you know AI, you have to know machine learning, you have to know about deep learning, and even computer vision. They have a deep relationship with one another. And as you can see in this diagram, where we have artificial intelligence is like the main universal set. Okay, and machine learning is subset of what artificial intelligence. Then deep learning is also a subset of machine learning. So artificial intelligence is the main thing, is the broader thing, and then the machine learning and deep learning are sub of them. Okay, so let's look at what machine learning is. So machine learning is a subset of AI that enables machine to learn and improve from data. Okay, so machine learning, all we are doing is that we feed these models data, these mathematical models data, so that they learn patterns from this data. Before machine learning, all we do is what? Program computers, give them a lot of rules. Okay, give them a lot of rules. Okay, do this. If this situation comes, do this. If this situation comes, do this. So it's all about conditions. We have 20,000 conditions. So imagine someone who program a game without machine learning or something in it. Everything you are doing there is conditional based. Okay, so because of that, you have to write a whole lot of code, and it's just not efficient. But with machine learning, it will just learn from patterns from data, and based on that patterns, it can make predictions and also work well, efficient for us. Okay, so that's machine learning. So the key idea behind machine learning is that it learns patterns from data and make predictions or decisions. Okay, so let's continue. So this is a typical example of how machine learning works. So let's say you have a company and then you are hiring, and you pay based on the educational level of your employees. Then you look at something like this sample data, which have number of certification, education level, work experience, and then with that you can predict the salary. So when you have a lot of this data and you feed it into a machine learning model, it will learn the patterns that, okay, if someone have two number of certificates and his education level is masters and work experience is 5, this is the salary. So it will learn all this pattern. Next time when you come with the new data, you can give it only the number of certification, education level, and work experience, and it will be able to predict what the salary should be, so that you don't have to be doing this on your own all the time. But with the machine learning now, after learning through a whole lot of data, it can be able to make this prediction for you, which is very good. So let's now also briefly look at types of machine learning. So we have supervised learning, and supervised learning is used for this email spam detection. We also have unsupervised learning, which is used for customer segmentation. Then we have reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning is used for self-driving cars and all of that. So these are some parts of machine learning. Going let it build deep into them. Let's say supervised learning. When you are training a supervised learning model, you give the machine learning examples, just as this. You give it these examples with this and this and this. The output should be this. So you give it the input data. It's a structured data where you feed that structured data into the machine learning model, and then the machine learning model learns the pattern and is able to make predictions for you. But with unsupervised learning, you give the machine learning model unstructured data. So the machine learning model on its own have to be able to structure this data, segment this data into different portions and work with it. Then when we come to reinforcement learning, it's also a type of machine learning that works with, let me give you a typical example. Let's say um, you are raising your child. Anytime your child did something great, you applaud him, you give him gift and what have you. But when the child do anything bad, you penalize the child, and the child learns from that. So that's what reinforcement learning is kind of. Whenever something wrong happens, you tell the machine learning model, okay, this is not it, this is the right thing. So next time, if the machine learning model is going to do something like that and it knows that, okay, this is bad, it will not repeat it. So it's like kind of learning from its own mistake. So it's just like as human, when you are walking somewhere and let's say you step on fire and it burns you, next time when you reach that same spot, you have that consciousness that, okay, something happened to me here and it's bad, I shouldn't pass here again. So that's what reinforcement learning is about. Then from reinforcement, from the types of machine learning, we'll go to what we call deep learning. So deep learning, which I told you initially, is a subset of machine learning. So deep learning is a subset of machine learning and uses neural networks with multiple layers to analyze complex data. Okay, so deep learning work with the intuition behind our human brains. Okay, for you human being, when I ask you something, before you give me the answer, you take a lot of decisions. Okay, that particular question I ask you passes through a lot of neurons in your brain, and the neurons have to analyze this and before you come out with an answer. That's how deep learning kind of works. Okay, so it mimics the human brain by using layers of neurons to process and learn from data. It's not like a machine, it's not like machine learning. It uses a lot of neurons, and it's suitable. Deep learning is suitable for a lot of data. So when you have a lot of data, that's where deep learning comes in. And typical example of how deep learning will look like is something like this. So you have some input layer and a lot of hidden layers. People are still joining, sorry. And a lot of hidden layers. So it takes your input data and then pass them through all these hidden layers, thereby learning patterns in the data, and at the end of the day it gives you an output. Okay, so this is kind of like how deep learning works. Okay, so this is just an overview of what AI is. The main bootcamp is about Python, but I just wanted to take you guys through this so that you know much about AI as well, because Python is the main programming language used in AI. All right, so let's continue. Next, we'll look at computer vision. Okay, so computer vision is a field of AI that enables machine to interpret decision based on visual data. So we have machines now, and then we have this cool AI and all of you. So computer vision is kind of like we giving like eye to the computer, or we giving eyes to machines, so that when this machine sees something, it can interpret that. Okay, that's why when you see self-driving cars, they have cameras on them, and these cameras capture images or take videos, and then this video is being passed through AI models, and the AI model is able to know what exactly is in that particular image, and based on that it will make decisions. So computer vision is that field that helps us to give eye to machines, or give eye to these computers for them to be able to interpret the visual world. So key applications will be object detection, and object detection is used in self-driving cars. They recognize pedestrians. So when the self-driving cars are passing, they see human beings, they automatically know this is human being, right? That's object detection working right there. All right, so we also use them in image classification, whereby you give, let's say, a typical image of a dog or cat, and the AI is able to tell you this is a dog, this is a cat, and they are using face recognition. I believe all of us now have mobile phones, and now we don't pin in passwords to open our mobile phone. You just show your face, and then the phone opens. So that's kind of computer vision working there. Computer vision is just working there. Okay, so it captures your face and then decodes it, pass it through some algorithm, and knows, okay, this is the face, so this is the face of the owner, then it opens. So that's what we call face recognition, and is also under computer vision. So this image will help you understand computer vision. So with the human being, if this is an apple, your eye sees it, then this goes to your brain. Your brain, through the neurons, are able to interpret this, and then after that you are able to deduce or come to the fact that, okay, this is an apple. The same thing applies to computer vision or AI. It takes the apple. We have a sensing device here. So this sensing device is usually cameras. Okay, the camera will capture this apple, and then this is fed into some machine learning algorithm or some AI, and then the AI will interpret it. Okay, so what AI just doesn't give you, okay, this is apple. It comes with some percentage. Okay, so it will say, okay, I believe that this is apple by 89%. So if it says that, then you are confident that, okay, this is really an apple, and then from there you say, okay, this is an apple. So for human beings it goes straight like this. For machines, this is how it also goes. So you can see what I said from the starting, that AI is just a simulation of human intelligence into machines. Is the same thing we are trying to do here. So this is the human intelligence going on here, from the apple to the eye to the brain, and then for machines, from the apple to a sensing device, which is usually camera, to a machine learning model which is able to predict. So yeah, that's kind of how they relate. So let's look at some real life applications of AI, ML, deep learning, and computer vision. So virtual assistants, chatbots, so those Siri on the light, and Siri is able to do it. Those are some applications of AI. Then when we come under machine learning, we have what, fraud detection or personalized ads. You run ads all the time. Nowadays you receive some email, and then the email is classified under, okay, this is a spam email, this is not a spam email. So all those things are under machine learning. Then when we come to deep learning, we have voice assistant, autonomous driving, which is the same as self driving. Finally, computer vision, we have medical imaging, whereby they just take a picture, and then they are able to predict, okay, you have a brain tumor, okay, based on this image, this shows that you are sick, you have this particular type of disease, and so on. All right. So now let's look at why you should care about AI as a human being, or as someone who is learning. Now, why should you care about AI? So AI have impact on every industry. I told you from the start that any industry at all, that whatever they do can be translated into math, AI can have its way there. So let's say healthcare, for instance. Now we have AIs that can even operate human beings and do a whole lot of medical stuff. Finance, when you go to certain banks now, AI chatbots are there to respond to you. You can call them, and they can pick the call, transcribe whatever you are saying, and we have less human intervention there. Transportation, self-driving car is a typical example. And then entertainment, now people wear these kind of the meta glasses in order to be deeply immersed into maybe they are playing music, or they are in the particular room, they want to be deeply immersed into whatever they are doing. They can AI is also being used there, like these VR glasses and so on. Then future trends, okay, more intelligent automations will come as the years come by, pass by. There are a lot of future intelligent automations that will be done, and AI is at the forefront of that. Let's look at some career opportunities in AI. So when you study AI, or when you study Python, for instance, you can switch to becoming AI engineer, data scientist, computer vision specialist, and so on. You can become a data analyst, and so on. So we have a lot of career opportunities when you study AI, or when you study when you learn Python, which will enable you to unlock all this career path. So my key takeaway for this particular one is that AI is the broad view of creating intelligent machines. So AI is the broader view. I think I said that. Then ML allows you, which is machine learning, allows machines to learn from data. We have deep learning, which focuses on complex patterns using neural networks. So when you have a lot of data where you want to determine complex patterns, then you have to use deep learning algorithms. Then we have finally computer vision, okay, specialized in analyzing and understanding visual information. So any visual information which you can see with your eyes, that's where computer vision comes in, which is able to learn all those stuffs and then be able to interpret it to the computer, and the computer will pass that through a model, and then we have some kind of prediction. Yeah, so I think this is my short explanation on AI, machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, which are some of the things you usually hear. Thank you for this particular one. For now, I'll take questions before we move on to anything Python related. So if you have any question, you can start now by asking, and I'll be more glad to answer you. So if you have question, just raise your hand. Just click on the hand raise. Okay. So Mr. Sunday, I can see your hand is raised. You can come with your question.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, I just want to mention about career path for AI and on the automations.
Okay.
I want to have a more. What is the opportunity for engineering, especially for oil and gas industry, as regard this AI?
Okay. So for oil and gas industries, what can AI solve there? Is that what you are kind of asking?
Yes, how can it be applied?
Okay, so first of all, I don't know much about oil and gas industry, but AI can solve problems that you can think about. Okay, so first of all, you have to say, okay, in oil and gas industry, we have this particular problem. Okay, so if we have this problem in oil and gas industry, how can AI solve that problem? Because for me now, I don't know much about oil and gas. So if you can be able to tell me what goes on there, then I can suggest some solutions or some certain things I think AI can help automate or AI can help to solve there. So I think that's my point now. So if you can be specific about what problem that it is faced there, then that will be fine.
Okay, let me explain now. In the oil and gas industry,
Okay.
we have engineering design,
Okay.
we have procurement,
Okay.
we have installations,
Okay.
and we have operations that will, as an operator that will run the plants.
Okay.
These are the phases of engineering oil and gas activities.
All right.
So I want to know, can AI be applied to do a design, as in writing specifications,
Okay.
writing data sheets,
Okay.
or can AI be applied to do to monitor process operation?
Okay.
So these are the area I'm into, and I want to know how I can apply
Okay.
AI.
Okay. So with the automation stuff, so let's say, can AI monitor a lot of people? Yes. So now we have a lot of smart, how do you call it? Smart cameras, okay? Which is just streaming your atmosphere. Even ChatGPT and these Google apps are now doing that. Like, you just open the camera and then the AI starts seeing. So any question you ask it, it'll be able to answer you and all those things. So we can create an AI in a way that, okay, the camera is just open, looking at the environment, and then behind that AI, you tell the AI what to do. Okay, when you see anyone pass, you should count the person. When you see anyone do this or that, you should do this. So for that, I think that's a solution if only is applicable to what you are asking. AI can do exactly that, because now there are cameras that can take the live field and whatever is going on there, and then we'll be able to interpret it. So whatever you want to do there, provided you know what the problem is, I think AI have its way, AI have its way there. And Felix, I think Felix said he would like to add something onto that. I think he has some knowledge about oil and gas, so maybe you can come in, Felix. We are listening.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to just share our ideas on this topic. So, basically, oil and gas company, uh, you can use you can use AI to just solve many problems. For example, uh, attendance. That's in the administrative sessions. You can install an AI-based camera there, which will monitor the attendance of the workers. So in the morning, you just come and pass by without you, let me say, our manual, this clocking device. You just pass and detect you, send information straight that you are in work today. And when you close to it, it will automatically log you out that you are in work, and then you've been able to go out, or you'll be able to clock out of the day. So it monitors day in activities of your individual. So maybe if something happened and you couldn't come out, that AI will be able to detect you that, oh, this person, this coffee didn't come out today. So we have a way to trace you out. Maybe if an incident happened, then we can be able to rescue you very fast. And when we come to the engineering, we have many problems that we can use AI to solve. Oil and gas is fully automated. So, for example, we have gas leakage, those leakage, cracks, and many problems. So, for example, let me say for cracks, you can install AI cameras on the joints of the pipes, of which it will be monitoring. If there is a leakage, it will just prompt you, then you can take an action. So maybe if there is a leakage on a particular place, that particular camera which is being installed have an ID of that particular location. So it's just going to prompt you, and then quickly you resolve that. It's better than human being going around. Some people, when you send them, they are so lazy that they can't even do the work. So when you employ that AI, the AI is going to do the work for you efficiently.
Okay.
So it depends on your area of work that you want to use the AI for, as an engineer as such. So it depends on the problem that you have, then you can just deploy the AI over there, then it will solve your problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the explanation. I think I love that. Mr. Adolojo, you want to say something?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yeah, regarding to oil and gas, as we all know, there are a lot of sensors being used during all these pipes and all those things. Then this data from those sensors can be captured through for real-time monitoring through AI. So you can get your sensors, and you can for if there's any downtime, AI can easily tell if any sensor is down or is not functioning properly. So there is a lot of things we can use AI for. But the only things that we need to understand in the process involved, or the workflow of any industry or any sectors you want to uh, apply AI into. So I think the person in that field should be the best to understand
Exactly,
exactly
exactly. Until you can make
because
your
AI
problem
is
clear.
okay. Yeah.
So first of all, if you can define the problem clearly and then state out what exactly you need, that's when we'll know, okay, it's worth using AI, because certain problems now don't even need AI, because even though AI can solve them, but if you compare um, the power and also like cost wise, you prefer like human beings should be there instead. So AI also comes with cost, and if you are trying to use AI in certain sectors, you have to be able to define your problem well, and then you factor the cost factor inside there and know. So yeah, that's it. Any other question? Okay, Doc vets you. I'm listening. You can ask your question.
Okay. So thank you so much.
Okay. So one thing with electrical system is that they can fail at any time, and let's say transformers for instance and all those stuff, you can collect data on them and you'll be able to train AI models that will predict when a transformer will fail and all those things. So anywhere there is data, AI has can solve a problem there. Okay, AI can use that data, train model on them, and they can be able to predict, okay, in 2 years to come this will happen to this transformer, so that you'll be better prepared. You don't wait and then you just be there and then all of a sudden something happen and you are not prepared for it. And as an electrical student coming up, you are learning electrical, but nowadays everything is moving digitally, so having a knowledge about AI will just help you to achieve certain things. You may never know that, okay, the next form of transformers that will be out will have some AI features with them, and which you have to have this AI knowledge in order to work with it. So that's one thing, but there are a lot of opportunities as an electrical student learning AI. It will help you, even if you are not going to learn it to work with work as an AI engineer or data scientist or something. You can learn it and add it to your. Now I told you it's not something that will say, okay, it's a choice, but it's a must. You have to. One other thing I would say is electrical. So you build circuits, okay? You build a whole lot of circuits, and most of sensors coming out now also have AI features included. Or you can also work on projects whereby you combine both electrical electronics to build robots, and then you can give these robots AI capabilities where they are able to detect objects in wherever they are working. So that will be a plus for you, rather than just knowing how to build a circuit without knowing the type of AI or how you can incorporate AI into that particular circuit. Is that okay? Any other question? Okay. Okay. Hope you can come in. Sorry for lowering your hand.
Thank you. I was gonna ask, how would I be able to pursue a career under cybersecurity? Because I'm a student now,
Okay.
and I am going to start, or I'm planning on doing a degree apprenticeship. Would you advise I took an AI based course, or just took modules under AI in cybersecurity?
Okay. So before that, like, what do you want to become? Is the main goal to become a cybersecurity expert or to become AI expert?
Yes, yes, a cybersecurity expert.
Okay. So with cybersecurity now, all you do is you are protection centric. Okay, protection centric. So for now you don't have to, let's say, take a very massive AI course, because that is not the field in which you want to get yourself into. But knowing the basis of AI, knowing where AI is now and the future opportunities where we can get from AI is a must. And nowadays, because of a whole lot of AI policies, it affects cybersecurity as well. Now people are able to write scripts with AI to overcome systems, like to break down people's website, to break down people's banks and all those stuff. And cybersecurity experts, your job is to be able to prevent all those things from happening. If I employ you as a cybersecurity expert, that means you take over my sites and make sure all attacks coming there, you are able to prevent them, and then my sites stay healthy. No one is able to steal data. So knowing something about AI now gives you some sense of some knowledge, whereby you are able to now write like you are now able to write these security scripts, so that you are able to protect the site well. Because if you don't know how thieves operate, you will not be able to stop them. But if you have idea about what these thieves are capable of doing, then you can be able to stop them well. Okay, so knowing about this AI, like knowing the basis and knowing what AI can do, I think now is a must for every other field, because everyone can use AI to just cause some level of damage. So even though you are going to cyber security, just make sure you know the AI fundamentals and you know how people use AI, especially those who hack and all those stuffs. Like you know how they use AI, ways they use AI to do bad stuff. Then you can prevent them. Hope you are answered.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Any other question? Okay, I think we are good. So in the absence of no question, we'll continue and now we'll look at um, installing Python, installing what we call IDE, which is we'll be installing what we call Visual Studio Code, which is the IDE for writing Python codes today, and we'll also look at what Python can do and some importance of learning Python. So let's get into that. So first of all, I'll pull my Chrome browser, and what I'll do is to search Python. Okay, so just search this python.org and hit enter, and this will open the official Python website for you. So python.org, they are responsible for releasing Python, different version of Python. So when you come under downloads, you can see clearly download Python 3.3, 3.1, 3.5, which is the current version of Python. So Python, they release different versions, and in every different version they either solve some security problem or add some new syntax to it. Okay, so that's what you have to know. But sometimes whatever library you are going to work with or whatever you'll be working with will not be compatible with the version you want to download. So you can quickly click on all releases, and all releases gives you all the Python versions which have been released uh, long ago, and you can download any version you want. And you can see these people are sponsored by Google, Bloomberg, Meta, Fastly, Nvidia, because these people, the names I just mentioned here, are using AI massively, and they know Python is the language we are using for it. So they are sponsoring the people at python.org for them to make sure they deliver or make an amazing versions of Python that will be trouble free and we can all use it. So these are some of their sponsors. So if this is your first time, just click on download Python, and this will download Python into your system. So I'll just click on this and it will download it. I've already installed Python, but I'll just take you through how you can do this. So once it's been downloaded, you click on it this way and it will open. So you can see it here. So when it opens like this, just make sure you click on for me, mine has been installed already, so they're asking me to upgrade now or something like that. So when you click on upgrade now, it will just start installing, where you can click yes, and this will go ahead and install Python for you. So this is how simple it is to install Python. And if it doesn't work, there are a whole lot of resources online where you can just quickly look at how to install Python. I'll just leave this one to install. Okay, another thing we'll need in this particular journey is to also install what we call IDE. So we'll install an IDE, which stands for Integrated Development Environment. So we'll install this particular, and we'll have a whole lot of them, but we'll install the one which is mostly used, and which of you will be using, of course, Visual Studio Code. So you just click on it and it will install, it will download it for you. So you can see we have download here, download for Windows, because I'm using Windows, and this will be downloaded onto my machine and I'll be able to install it as well. So let me see if it's being downloaded. Okay, so it's also being downloaded. It takes no time and it will be downloaded. So I urge all of you to download it, and it's very simple to use. Are you guys doing it on the go, or is it
I'm doing it right away, but it's asking
okay? So share your screen.
use
You know what?
admin.
Okay, since I have it already, I'll let you share your screen so that I'll walk you through, so that someone will, all of us, the rest of us, can learn from your own. So I'll stop presenting, and then you start presenting.
Can I share my screen?
Exactly, you can do so.
I'm sharing now.
Yeah, we can see it. So yeah, so click on before you click on install now, click on add to path, add python.exe to path.
Okay,
And then click on install now.
okay.
So for those following, you can do the same thing. Have you already downloaded a Visual Studio Code? Have you downloaded Visual Studio Code already?
No.
Yeah, so you can leave this whilst it's in progress and then open a new tab so that you can download the Visual Studio Code. Okay.
Visual, eh?
Yeah, just type VS Code. So you can close this now.
Visual Studio Code download. Okay. Download Visual Studio Code
I
for Windows.
we can't see that screen. I'm only seeing the Python screen, so you can close it down now.
Okay, let me close this one. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
I can only see the Python screen. Setup was successful, and then I'm asking you to close that one.
Maybe I should stop sharing that one and share again.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sharing the.
Yeah, so just click on download for Windows 10 or 11 based on your operating system.
Okay. So you click download. Okay, it's already downloaded, I think.
Yeah. So check if it's done downloading.
Yeah, it just started.
Okay.
Okay, the Python. No. So the Python setup was successful.
So you can close it
So I
down.
should close that one.
Exactly.
Okay, thanks. Hmm?
Is it done?
It's still downloading like 50%.
Oh, okay. Could you? Could you? I'll go Russia.
Laugh me, boy.
Are you done?
Almost done. Almost done. Just
Okay.
okay. It's completed now.
So just click on it and you install it.
Okay. Okay. I accept. Next.
I can't see we can't see the screen. No.
Okay, let me share. I'll
Okay. So yeah, just click next.
Okay.
Click
Okay.
the first checkbox. Create a desktop icon. Click on that,
Okay.
and then proceed. Click next.
So he has already
Yeah, just leave
uh,
those ones. Leave those ones.
checked the last two.
Yes, leave those ones and click next.
Okay.
Click install.
Install.
Okay, Virtue, you raise your hand. We are listening.
Yeah, I think now that the screen is showing,
Oh, okay.
so we didn't see from the beginning.
So in the beginning, when you just click on it, it will open and just click on the checkbox that comes that create a desktop app icon or something like that, and that's all. Just continue, and that's all. If you have any problems, just let me know. I can assist you.
Okay, I think it's finished.
Okay.
Yeah, click on finish.
Yeah.
So that will launch Visual Studio. It will open Visual Studio Code, but you can close it and then let's start from scratch.
Okay, say get started
Yeah,
with
so you
Visual.
just close it.
Okay, I have closed it.
Okay, so after closing it, now what you I want you to do is okay, let me share my screen. Create a new folder so you can see my folder here. And I have my Visual Studio Code here. So all I want you to do is drag and drop this folder into Visual Studio Code, and it will open Visual Studio.
Okay, it's there now.
It has opened the Visual Studio Code, right?
Oh, no. Oh, oh, no, 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 no. Okay, I just drag the desktop icon inside the folder.
No, remove it from the folder. Drop the folder, drag the folder inside the app. Then that app will open the Visual Studio Code for you.
Hold on.
Have you done that?
I didn't get.
So
Uh,
are you seeing my screen? Are you seeing my screen?
I'm coming. Please.
Is anyone
Okay,
facing the same problem?
I'm seeing your screen now.
So what I mean is you have this folder you have created.
Okay, it works perfect. So it opened the Visual Studio Code.
Yeah, so just leave it. So let's continue now. And for now, I'll focus on give you intro about Python, where it was released, and all those stuff. So we'll look at that, write our first Python code today, and then we continue tomorrow the same time. So first of all, let's look at what Python is. So Python is just this programming language which is very popular, and it was invented by a guy called is it Van Rossum in 1991. So he invented this programming language. All of this is not necessary, but just that is something I think maybe you have to know. Yeah. So Python is used for doing four different things, or let me say five different things. It's good at doing these five different things. If you learn Python, you can use it for web development. Okay, so web development, the server side, let's say backend. Okay, so when you are talking about web development, we have the front end, the back end. The front end is like as we are using Google Meet now, whatever we are seeing, that's the front end. The back end is like when you click a button, what happens, what makes what happen. That's the back end. Okay, so when you learn Python, you can use frameworks such as Django, Flask, Fast API to write backend code. So you become like a backend engineer, okay, using Python. Then another thing is software development. So software development is beyond web development. I say web development is part of software development, but software development is not like it's advanced of web development, whereby software development is kind of like okay, even you plan for the software, you maintain the software, all of those things are part of software development. You write the software, it works, you maintain it, that kind of thing. So Python can be used for developing softwares that run on computers. Is that okay? Then mathematics. Python is very good when you are working with complex math because it gives you libraries that helps you to write a lot of mathematical functions. Libraries such as NumPy, pandas, and all those things helps you to work with data. So that's one thing that you can also use Python for. Then we also have system scripting. So Python helps you to write simple script to perform everyday jobs on your computer for you. So if let's say you have a script that when you run it will organize all your folders on your desktop, it will delete certain files you don't need, all those kind of stuff. Python is very good for doing that. Mostly people even use Python for writing their initial prototyping because it's very easy to start doing something with Python. And in these recent years, Python is that language also used in most AI application, building AI model, collecting data, cleaning data. Most people use Python. So Python is also very, very, very important when you want to get started with AI, data analytics, data science. It's a mass language you must know, a mass programming language you must know when you want to get into this type of fields. Okay. All right. So those are some of the things Python can be used for. Okay, so someone is asking, I hope there will be a recorded version. Yeah, I think we are streaming live on YouTube. I don't know if it's still on or it has been disconnected. Let me check. Someone can check too and let me know. But for my information, I know I'm streaming to YouTube as well. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's still on. Yeah, we are streaming on YouTube. So it will stay there. You can later on check and watch. That's fine. Yeah, so those are some of the things Python can do. And why Python? Python works on every major operating system you can think of now. Linux, Mac. It can work on even Raspberry Pi, which is those small boards or boards you can use in doing some prototypes or some IoT boards. Python works on them. And another thing or another reason why you should learn Python is that it looks just like English. Okay, like it has the Python syntax is very easy as compared to other programming languages like C, C++, and so on. Python is very, very easy to learn, and you see some of the English words in Python, so it makes it readable. So that's one thing that will make Python very easy and fun for you to learn. Is that okay? Okay, so now that we know all of this, if you have any question, just let me know before we get into writing our first code. We are on now more than 1 hour. We have elapsed our 1 hour, so let me quickly finish with this before we go. Okay, so I have Easy Tech Academy. You can come in. You can ask your question.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for this wonderful section. So my question now is, I'm just curious. We downloaded Python. We also downloaded VS Code. So
Okay.
why are we downloading these two applications? I believe VS Code can give us what we want. So why do we also need Python Python application alongside with VS Code?
Okay, so thank you for asking. VS Code is what we call IDE. So we call them integrated development environment, and it just helps you to write your Python code. So it's that interface that help you to write your Python code, and then when you run the code, that's where it calls your Python. So when we are configuring VS Code, you see the Python you have installed in there. If you have not installed the Python, you can use just VS Code to run. VS Code works with the programming language. So the Python we've installed is the programming language, while VS Code is the integrated development environment that helps us to write the code to the Python with the Python we've installed. So you can't just install VS Code without installing any programming language and start writing code. Unless of course it's JavaScript. Let's say even with JavaScript you have to install Node, right, and all those stuff. So yeah, that's why we've installed both of them. Are you okay?
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much. I
Thanks for
appreciate it.
asking. All right, so yeah, with that being said, now we can all open our Visual Studio Code and then we can learn about the interface and create our first Python file and write some code. So I think my screen is you can all see my screen. So let's start off. So when you open Visual Studio Code, most often I prefer you create a folder, because if you are working on a project, every project will have its own folder. So when you create a folder, anytime you want to work on that particular project, just make sure you drag that folder into VS Code so that it opens that folder for you. But in case you open Visual Studio Code without doing that, then you can also come into this file system here and you can see open file or open folder. So when you click on open folder, you can locate any folder on your desktop and open it with VS Code. So it's kind of the same way, like just dragging the folder into VS Code. Is that okay? All right. So that's the file system. So the file system helps you to create a new file, open a folder, and it has other things that are very important, like the recent files you've opened with VS Code and all those stuff. So it just helps you to do the basic file management. Okay. We also have edit, which helps you to copy, paste, cut, do, undo, redo, and all those things. So I know we are all familiar with this type of thing. So it's not something I will just get into. I just show you and you know what it does. We have selection here, also helps you to expand, do some certain selections, which mostly you do them with shortcuts and not even use this. Then when you come to view, we have view here, helps you to open your command palette. You can configure the appearance of how VS Code looks and a whole lot of things. So it has explorer here, which you can also use to explore some of your folders and all those stuff. You can also have you have terminal here, which is very important, helps you to open terminal. But already we have even a terminal bar here, which helps you to just open a new terminal. So that's something which is already there. There is a help section here where you can ask for help, read the documentation. So when you click on this, it will open all those files for you, either in your web, for you to just read. So those are some of the things you have to know about these things here. I think once you start using them, or we start coding, we'll be using them one after the other, and you get to know them well. We also have the search here, which you can use to search a specific file. So when you are writing code and you have a lot of files, sometimes it's very hard to locate some file, so you can search it. Okay, so you can use the search feature here. Then when you come here, we call this one git. So it helps you to work with git and github. I don't want to get into that, but something which is also very important to uh, uh, being a software engineer or something. So Git and GitHub helps you to give you a place where you can collaborate with people, store your code. So you'll be here and working with somebody on a project. And Git is that language that you use. Okay, so it's also like a just as it's a terminal language actually. Just as we learn programming language, Git is also there to help you to say, okay, push my code here, put this code here, and all those stuffs. Okay, so this button here just helps you to initialize a Git repository. You publish your code to Git, and for now we are not concerned about that. But later on, or maybe someday, we'll have a bootcamp on Git and GitHub. Is that okay? Here you can run and debug, and which one is this? Okay, this one is here for working with Docker containers, which I also not get into because we don't use this one. But we have something we call Docker. We if you are using computers, you hear that, okay, somebody say, okay, this thing works on my computer, another person says it doesn't work on my computer. So we have something we call Docker, which is something, a whole thing to learn. It also comes with software development, or being in the soft tech sector, you have to learn it. So if today is your first time hearing about Docker, it solves that problem that says it work on my computer, it doesn't work on my other friend's computer. Okay, then from here we have extensions. So this right here helps you to download some extensions. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, if you install your VS Code, the color will not look like my color, right? This my color right here it will be different from yours because I've installed some extension. You can see right here we have, is it Ariac dark? That's what I'm using. That's why I'm getting the color I'm using. So extension helps you to install extensions to perform a lot of things. So we have autocomplete extension that when you are writing code, immediately you start writing, it will suggest code for you and all those. So there are a lot of extensions you can install. So you use the extension panel right here to search for the extension, and then you'll be able to install it. So that's what that one is also doing. All right, so when you click here, then you will see your file. So now this is telling us we are in a folder called TechWhat Bootcamp. Okay, and to write code, you have to create a new file. Okay, so we'll just create our first file and then write our first code. So to create a file, you can see here when you click here, it says new file. Then you can even create a folder here. When you click here, new folder. Okay, when you click here, you can refresh, and then you can collapse the code, that kind of collapse the data folder structure. So here, let's click on a new file, and let's create a file which we'll call, let's call it main.py. All right, so we are calling this main.py because main is the name of our file and the .py is the extension for Python. So when you create it and you don't add the .py, it will not, like, it's not a Python file, so we can't run it. Okay, so always when you create any file which is a Python file, make sure you add .py, which is kind of the extension for Python. Every programming language have their extension. I can create the same main.js, which is for JavaScript. So now this will be a JavaScript file where I can write some JavaScript code, that kind of thing. Do you get it? So yeah, so that's it. So you have to make sure you create and add the extension to whatever file you are working with. So I can now delete the JS. For every Python file, you add .py to it. So that's something you have to remember because you are going to work with this all your life. If you decide to be writing Python code, .py, you'll be used to .py all the time. Is that okay? Are we are we on the same page? You can use the reactions, right? Just click on reactions for me.
Yes, yes, of course.
Okay, so yeah, now let's write our first Python code, which will be something simple we are coming to print. So let's just print. Um, so to print something in Python, we use a word print. That's why I told you Python is easy because you are going to print and you write print. It's not like other programming languages where you will not you like most of them you write print though, but it's very easy. Like it's something you can relate. I want to print something, so I write print. What do I want to print? I want to print hello world, which is the first code every developer have ever written. So you write print and then you bring these quotation marks and you type whatever you want to print. So let's write hello world. No, let me make this word just like this. So hello world, and this help us to what print this whatever we are printing on the terminal. Okay, but how do we run this code after writing it? So after writing the Python code, we have some couple of ways you can run it. First of all, you can see there is a play button here, right? So when you click on this will run the particular Python file you have opened. So when I click on this will run the Python file. So you can see we have the hello world being printed, and it is telling me this is the path where I am. This is I have a folder on my desktop, and the name of the folder is TechWhat Bootcamp, and inside the TechWhat Bootcamp I have a file called main.py, and I'm running that particular file. Okay, you can ask your question.
Please, I can't see the screen. It's not showing.
My screen is not showing.
It's showing. I can see it.
Okay, it's not showing. It's not showing.
Okay, so let me take that place again. I said if you after writing the print hello world, if you want to run it, we have a play button here, and this is one way of running it, right? So on this play button, you can just click on the run here and it will run the code for you. And that's one way of running it. And you can see whatever you are printing is now printed on the terminal. So we are printing hello world. And to print anything on your terminal, use this print here, which is a function. So we call it a function because it takes something. So you say print and you put whatever you want to print here, and then you print it and then you run it and it shows in your terminal. Okay, is that okay? And when you look at the bottom part or the bottom right of your terminal, you can see there is a Python there. The Python version we have installed is showing there. If you can see my mouse cursor, so that's why for someone asked a question, that's where you can see the Python you have installed is working. If it's even your first time, they will ask you to install some Python interpreter. I don't know if you guys have seen it. If it's your first time, you'll be asked to install a Python interpreter. So if you have seen that, just install it. After installing, you can write a Python code. If anyone is doing it, I guess you see it if that's your first time running Python. Okay, so if it comes, just if you are prompted to install some Python interpreter, just make sure you hit on it and you install it. Nothing, it will not. Nothing will get wrong on your machine. Like it will just work perfectly. Okay, Mr. Sunday, I'm listening.
Yeah, as you just mentioned that on the get started with Visual Studio Code, I'm seeing some options like choose your theme, use
Oh, okay.
AI,
Oh,
plus
okay.
all
So
those.
yeah, that's your first time using Visual Studio. So it will ask you to choose your theme and all those stuff. So can you share your screen so that we get there?
Okay, okay, let me share so that we know
So let me stop
what.
sharing whilst you share. Okay, so this is the welcome screen. So we don't need this. So just close it. You can see close this thing at the welcome at the top. Just close it at the top where there is some X. Not there, not there,
Yeah,
not there. On your is it on your left? Yeah. So
yeah.
just close it here. You don't need that. Just close it. That's all.
Okay,
So now
okay.
go to your file and create a new Python file. No, you can create it from there, but I just create it at this other place. Just click.
New file,
Yeah, just click on.
right?
Yeah. So give it a name main.py.
Um,
So yeah, it will not work. You just clear everything. Clear everything. Let me show you a simple way to do it. Typing it there, you clear everything. Get out of that. So click on the learning Python folder if there. Click on it. When you hover on it, you see. When you hover on it, you have you seen a file there? Go to your right a little bit. Click on it. Not there. Not there.
this one.
No.
Nice.
Yeah. So click on it first. Okay.
Okay,
Okay. So that's a file. So new file.
new file.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you can create both folder. The next one is create folder.
okay.
Okay. So now type main dot. Okay. Someone is saying this. They are saying Python was not found.
Main what?
Main.py. You can give it any name. That's a Python file, but make sure you have .py. The py is lowercase.
Main dot pi.
Py,
Okay, py.
yeah, py. Okay,
Okay,
so you can see the color have even turned to some Python thing. Yeah, click enter.
okay. Enter. Okay.
That's it. So you have created your first Python file. Now you can print the hello world yourself and you can run it. So print hello world. Write print.
Where am I writing?
You can see the main file have been open. Yeah. So write print. Just write print. Yeah. And you bring the parentheses. Okay. So inside quotation marks and then you print it. So moving forward, you understand why you have to put all those quotation mark there and what have you. So yeah, print your hello world and then you can run it. You know where to run it, right?
Uh, no.
Okay, you click on your file. Right click on your file. Okay, let me see.
I have.
Let me see. Copy. I'm coming. Let me see something. Okay, I'll show you another way of running it since you are not seeing the play button. Show you another way. So you can stop sharing your screen. Let me
Okay.
share my screen and then I can show you. Okay, that's fine. Someone else is saying something, so let me know your problems before I share my screen. Uh, Mr. Tech, is it Opizaro Tech? They are saying Python is not found. Have you installed Python? Have you installed Python anyway? If you haven't, then you have to install Python first. So that's the main thing. Okay, so another way of running it, okay, let me clear. So let's learn this. If you have a lot of things here on your terminal you want to clear, just type clear, right? Clear here, hit enter and to clear everything. Another shortcut is to type CLS. So if you are lazy like me where you don't want to type the whole clear, just type CLS on your terminal and hit enter. It will do the same thing. Is that okay? Then let's say now I have this file here where I want to run, okay, which I want to run. So to run this file, make sure the file is in this particular directory here, which is showing on the terminal. All you have to write is we write Python, okay, just write Python. And then you give space and the name of the file. So what's the name of our file? Is what? main.py. So hit enter and you can see it has run the same thing for us. So just make sure you open your terminal, and to open your, let me close and show you how to open your terminal. To open your terminal, even if you bring the cursor here, you can see it shows this. So you can drag it like this and it will open the terminal. As simple as this. If you can't do it this way, make sure you click on terminal and click on what? New terminal. When you do this, this will open another terminal for you. You can see we have the same terminal. And anytime you want to close terminal, when you come here, you can see we have some delete bin button here. Click on it and it will close it. You can click on this one as well and it will close it. Is that okay? Is that okay? All right. So when you click on this one, you can see there is another one here. When you click on the last one, the one which have like the X button as closed, when you click on it, it doesn't close. It doesn't close the ID. It just hides it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah, yeah. That's it. Come again. See first, your hand is up.
All right, so thank you. So if you have a prompt on your laptop that says you don't have an extension for debugging this Python, how would you run that?
You don't have an extension. What were you doing before that came?
All right, so I was trying to run the code that I just wrote.
Okay.
There's a prompt that I don't have
Okay.
an
So
extension, so they should find me one.
so have you installed automatically something will come that you should install the Python extension, right?
Yeah, I just saw they said find Python extension. That's what they gave me.
And have you find it?
Yeah, I saw a lot of them, so I just didn't choose
Okay, so
which one to choose.
okay. So I'll show you the one to install. Let me see. So you can have you seen this one from Microsoft? You will see one from Microsoft, right? Just install that one. So so you can just go to extensions and search easy. It's an easy fix. Just go to extension here in the search bar, search for Python. Okay, just search for Python like this.
All right.
When you search for Python, it will load, it will come. You will see the one with Microsoft even comes first here,
Yeah,
so
I've seen it.
you can
Yeah,
install it.
yeah. Yeah. All right, thank you.
You can see Python debugger. You can do the same thing if they ask you. So those are kind of extensions you can install. Is that okay?
Yeah, I've gotten it.
Okay, so I think for now we are familiar with the IDE. Any question on the IDE? We've written our first code. We've learned several ways of running the code. We know you can click on this play button here. It will run the code for you. If you don't want to use the play button, you can type Python and then the name of your file .py and hit enter. It will also run the code for you. Or if you are lazy like me, you can type just py and type the name of the file main.py, hit enter. It will still run the code for you. Is that okay?
Sorry, I did that. It didn't run the code.
What do you get?
It's just it pings PS something back.
There is a bug, right? Okay, that means maybe you are not in that particular directory or something. So close your VS Code, open it with the same process again, and then see if you get the play button to run the code. If not, you can share your screen. Let's solve that and then we call it a day.
Okay.
Anyone facing the same issues? Is anyone facing the same issues? Mr. Sunday, are you okay now?
No.
Have you done that?
Yes, I've closed it and opened the
VS Code again.
yes.
And still the play button is not there.
The play button is not there.
Okay, can you share your screen?
Okay. Please give me permission to share.
No, you can share freely. Okay, let me stop sharing.
Mm.
You can go ahead now. Okay, so click on your extension tab and let's see something.
Extension.
Not there, not there. At your It's at your left, right? Yeah, so
Yeah.
no, you can see the last icon at the down. Yeah, click on it. So search for Python.
It's giving error file,
So
error while fetching extension.
that means is it your internet or so? I don't know, but it has to just give you a lot of extensions. You can research and see.
Mm.
Check the quotation.
It's not the code.
Mm. Mm. The same thing.
Okay,
Check
let me see.
for extension update. Disable. I don't know.
No, don't click on any of that.
Mm.
I'm coming. Let me see. Let's do this. So try running it on your desktop and let me see what happened.
I should close this.
No, no, like yeah, that place. Just type Python and the name of the file.
Dot. Abi.
Don't add dot. Just Python space. So main.py, is it main.py? Any name you have given it.
Main dot. Yeah.
So click enter and let me see. Yeah, so it has run, but it didn't print whatever. Okay, click on save it. Click on the main.py file. Yeah, click inside. Just click inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So press Control S to save. The file didn't save. That's why you can see some one on the file at your left. So click on Control S to save it. Okay, now you can go and run it.
Okay.
Click navigation app to repeat the same command.
Wait.
No, at the terminal.
Okay.
Navigation app.
Yeah.
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 Just click navigation app. Just do that. Now click enter. So you can see the code have,
Okay.
yeah.
It runs. So
Yeah, so
correction.
if like you have the play button, for the play button before it runs the code, it will save it automatically. But if you don't have that and you want to run it in the terminal, you make sure you save it first before you run it. But it will only compile whatever is being saved.
Save. Oh, okay, I get it now. Thanks.
All right. So
Making it clear. Thanks.
yeah, so that's it.
Computer word.
It happens. All right, so yeah, guys, we'll stop here. I think I've spent 1 hour 30 minutes plus of your time, and this is our first day of the boot camp. So today, to summarize everything, we know what AI is, some other fields about AI, the types of AI, and the type we are currently using, and we looked at Python. Why it's important to learn Python, right? Things you can do when you learn Python. We look at that. We installed Python, installed Visual Studio Code, which is an IDE for writing Python code, and we've written our first Python program, which is Hello World. We learn how to clear our terminal using clear, or if you are lazy, use CLS. We learn how to run the Python code using the play button, or even using the terminal to run the code by typing the file name and python the file name and .py to run it. So this is the end of the first day of our bootcamp. Tomorrow we'll meet the same day. I'll share the link and we'll continue with day 2 of our bootcamp. And tomorrow is going to be writing code, learning about more about Python, how to write Python codes, and so on. So stay tuned and thanks for joining once again. I'll see you for I'll see you in the group. I'll chat with you in the group. So just bye. Thank you guys.
Thanks very much. Thanks. A million thanks. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, bye. Huh.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Makasabi.